Hey everyone, welcome to Sam's Sports Corner episode 54. Alright, jumping right in. So what we got going on this week is a little bit of tennis, a little bit of fantasy football, college, and NFL. And I'm going to apologize right off the bat for being a little late this week and last week. Things have been crazy, and I'm going to try and get back to posting in Tuesdays and Wednesdays right after NFL Monday. So we're going to start off with the fantasy football. If you're anything like me, I have multiple teams, and week one is always the hardest because you spend all week talking trash to all your buddies about how you have the greatest fantasy team in the history of teams because you're so proud of your draft. And then a proverbial boot comes and kicks you square in the balls and humbles you up and lets you know your team isn't that stellar. And so I took crushing defeats in two of my three leagues. Hopefully I can bounce back, though. Hopefully you all can bounce back. If you had Phillip Rivers, congratulations. He had the highest point totals for a standard league for the week. I have him on one of my teams. I know everyone cares about that so much. Moving right along, a college football upcoming game, Ole Miss versus Alabama. This might be the highest scoring game in the history of college. Let me tell you why. Ole Miss probably has the best offense in college football right now, and Alabama's got a stout offense too, and Ole Miss defense looks like a bunch of Girl Scouts. Alabama's defense isn't as good as it normally is. This game could very well end with the final score of 85-86. Obviously with Ole Miss winning because Alabama refuses to give a kicker a scholarship and they can't hit kicks. Their kicking is trash right now. And so I'm hopeful that'll help the Rebels pull off a victory, but it's going to be a crazy game. High-powered offense, big plays. Be ready for it. I recommend you watch that game if you're going to watch any game. Next, I need to talk to you all about what happened on Monday night with the Bears versus the Packers. Bears are up 20-0 at some point in the third quarter. Aaron Rodgers comes back in the game, and we end up losing 24-23. Very upsetting. It was crushing to watch. I'll tell you that much. It broke my heart. But the worst part about all of it wasn't the loss, wasn't Aaron Rodgers coming back in. Well, Aaron Rodgers coming back to the game was kind of the worst part of it. But the way Chris Colinsworth just got down on his knees for Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God, he's the greatest ever. It was sickening. Every play. Didn't matter if the Bears were on the field or the Packers were on the field. All they could talk about was Aaron frickin' Rodgers. And I mean, look, I get it. He's probably one of the best players in the league right now, and he mounted this great comeback win. But they wouldn't even mention the Bears. They accidentally mentioned Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith a couple times. Other than that, it was Aaron Rodgers, great mobility. Aaron Rodgers, great passing. Aaron Rodgers, great reads. It was the most lopsided calling of a game I have ever seen in my life. Chris Colinsworth should be ashamed, and Monday Night Football should be ashamed for continuing to air that. It was like he got paid for every word he said good about Aaron Rodgers. And if he got paid by that, he made millions. That's how bad it was. It was just unbelievable. Chris Colinsworth, please get off your knees or buy some knee pads. It's as simple as that. Next, we got a baby of the week. I know you're all excited. All right. At the U.S. Open, Serena Williams was getting coaching advice from her coach on the sideline, which is not allowed, and she got a penalty for it. She argued for a second and then went back to playing. Then I guess what they would call questionable, the umpire made a call. She didn't like it. Destroys the racket. Gets a point penalty for it. And then she goes off and freaks out and calls the umpire a thief, this, that, and the other, has a fucking meltdown. Tears, waterworks. Oh, men do this all the time. Boo-hoo-hoo. I don't know why he's penalizing me. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, you broke the rules. And she got a game penalty for that. And she ends up losing the U.S. Open Championship to Naomi Osaka, a 20-year-old who looks up to Serena, blah, blah, blah. The reason this upsets me so much, Serena, crybaby, of course. What upsets me so much is this Naomi Osaka, 20 years old, has looked up to Serena her whole career. In her, championship ceremony, actually apologizes to the crowd. She says, I know you all wanted Serena to win, so I'm sorry it ended like this. Serena acting like such a child, like a big, big baby, ruined this young girl's first U.S. Open against one of her biggest motivators to get into the sport. And I think it is a poor showing from Serena Williams. No class. Osaka stood there with grace and dignity while this psychopath had her meltdown on the other side of the court and still managed to win. Hats off to Osaka. Serena Williams, either hang it up or get a pacifier and quit being a crybaby. I hope you guys enjoyed this week, and I can't wait to see you next week.